Alright, first up I have this chair by Arne Jacobsen. This one is called the Swan. It was created in 1958. I saw a couple different variations of this chair, so I'm not sure if it's a difference of just the color or they're just slightly different in general, but this one stood out to me because of the color of it. And this is very reminiscent to his egg chair, which was very popular due to its organic shape, so I definitely see the influence of the organic modernism present in this chair. I think it's really interesting that during this time, people like Arne Jacobsen were focused on the human form, so they were focused on how a person would feel sitting in this chair. So looking at it right now, it looks super comfortable to me. It looks like you can just lounge in it, relax, and be very content. I feel like this one differs from the egg chair because of the back. So the back is more cut out and rounded, so it's more of an organic shape in that sense. But overall, I found this chair very interesting, and I definitely see the organic elements present. Next up, I have this coffee set by Henning Koppel. I saw it labeled as a 3-piece sterling silver coffee set. I'm not sure if that's what it was actually called, but that's how ArtNet labeled it. It was created in 1952. Now, I found this piece very interesting primarily due to the handle of the pot, the coffee pot. So, although it is such a strange, different kind of shape, I do feel as though it is functional. So, people are going to be using this coffee pot on a daily basis, and I think the curved organic handle, it does make it functional and interesting to the eye. So I think it's interesting how throughout the 3 pieces they are all slightly, just a bit off. So it's not very even throughout. Even the piece on the bottom right is slightly slanted, it appears, and the smaller pot on the left has a very similar handle. So I think that's very interesting, and I definitely see the organic modernism present in this piece, and I think it's just also a very interesting art piece in general. Next up, I have this piece by Tapio Wirikala. It is called Wine Jug, and unfortunately I was not able to locate the year in which it was created, but this piece stood out to me because I found that it was very reminiscent to the work of Henning Koppel in the sense that there was an overwhelming organic form present. So I think it's interesting that there's kind of a contrast, being that the overall kind of body of the wine jug is somewhat uniform in the sense that the oval is pretty even throughout. And then the legs on the bottom are just very straight and they seem to be more geometric in a sense. But the handle and the spout are definitely very free flowing, very organic, and I think that comes in handy, being that anytime someone would use this wine jug, it would be very comfortable to hold, I would imagine. Another point that stood out to me was during this time, people, or artists or designers, I should say, were considering humans in their pieces. So, in furniture pieces, they were being formed in a way that they would be comfortable for the individual to sit on. But I think it's interesting that this wine jug is actually standing upright like a person would. I understand that there's only 3 legs here, and that's not very probable for humans, but the fact that it's upright and standing upright, I feel like is very human-like to me. And lastly, I have this furniture piece here. It was a joint effort. It was created by Hans J. Wegner and Arm Hovmand Olsson. It is titled Easy Chair with Legs and Nails of Teak. Now, I wanted to go with this piece because I felt that it tied in with your point that you made that there were these new ideas about living. So instead of having a standard chair, it is more practical to have a chair that someone would enjoy sitting in. So this chair looks very comfortable due to its curved form present in the armrests and the overall shape as well. And I think it's interesting that the actual foot rest, I guess you could say. The little stool at the end is also curved and organic as well. So I think it's interesting that the bottom two legs are kind of spread out a little bit more. And I overall feel like this definitely works in the interest of the person who is sitting in the actual chair. So going off of that, you mentioned that there was this topic of going along with tradition and the human quality. So I believe any person would enjoy this furniture piece for a practical purpose and also just the way it looks in a space.